Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. Got yet another review for you today, and this time I'm going to be talking to you about the brand new album from Fractal Generator, entitled Convergence, out now on Everlasting Spew Records. And if you're not familiar with Fractal Generator, they are a experimental, technical death metal band with some black metal elements thrown in, out of Sudbury, Ontario, Canada, featuring, and of course they would have to use numbers instead of real names, 0401181800514 on the bass and vocals, 0401140900512 on the drums, and finally 1021192000914 handling guitars and backing vocals. And getting autographs from them has got to be a trip, I have to say. But yes, this is the band's third full-length album. It is 9 tracks and just a few ticks under 40 minutes in length. And up until I got this promo, I'd not heard anything from this sci-fi themed Canadian outfit, though I've seen their name around, I've known about them, I've seen their stuff in distros, but just never actually got around to checking them out. But while I was on vacation, I took the time to immerse myself in their universe, and I came back an absolute fan of this band. The bass on this album sits a little bit lower in the mix, I have to say. By no means is it buried at all, but it definitely doesn't really jump right out to you at the beginning. But as the album progresses, it seems to come through more and more in the mix. Its thick and twangy tone really provides a nice solid backbone to all of these songs. Solid drum work overall on here. Great production. Lots of cool pattern draws and fills. Absolutely great blast beats and some really fast double bass throughout this whole thing. The guitars aren't overly polished, surprisingly, which, for a band of this style, you would expect them to kind of have a nice crisp guitar tone, because a lot of technical, bands want to have that crisp tone and everything. But these guys kind of have a more unpolished tone to them with some nice crunch to the guitars. Fast-paced for the most part. They're techy yet headbangable at the same time. And you also get these, black metal style tremolos popping up at times. And they also will slow things down for a nice chuggy section or a groove. Some of which have a little bit of a Morbid Angel vibe, such as in track number 8, Algorithmic Pathways. And of course, you've got some absolute killer solos all over this thing. Vocally, you get these powerful mid-range growls with the occasional snarl and retch, and they even utilize these choir-style vocals at times, such as in the third track, Ascesis, where they're actually very faintly used and they're not too over the top, so it kind of distracts from what's going on in the rest of the song. Really well done, I have to say. And then when you get into track 6, Cipher Text, there's some beautiful female vocals on this song, and they're a really great juxtaposition to the growls on here, as they're both kind of vocalizing at the same time. Not quite doing a trade-off, but they're just going at the same time, so you've kind of got that Beauty and the Beast type thing going on. The band's subtle key and synth use is done in such a way that, it's not too over the top, it's not overpowering like some bands like to do, and there's these the synths are just really great atmosphere setters, and they really help accentuate certain parts of the song, such as the second track on here, the title track, Convergence. 34 seconds in, the keys in that give off that very spacey, ominous vibe, which of course they're sci-fi themes, so you're going to get some spacey sounding keyboards on here at some point. But this kind of sounds like something you would expect in like a movie like maybe Aliens or some kind of horror film where they're going to be, something bad is about to happen, Then we get into track number 4, Ancient Civilizations, about 2:20 in, and again right around the 3:50 mark. I love these sections here. I love the keys here, as they're very sci-fi-ish, very ethereal at the same time, with what sounds like this like operatic female voice, accompanying it. Again, it's kind of faint, but just the way they mix the vocals with the keyboards and the synths just sounded absolutely beautiful to me. And then finally, track number 9 is excuse me, Encephalon, at about 1:58. They, the keys on here really take on a more traditional piano sound compared to you would think it wasn't actually an synth or keyboards. It's actually just straight up piano, and that actually sounds really cool with that particular riff section at that moment when those start in. Overall, I was thoroughly impressed with this album. Going into this without any really preconceived notions or expectations, other than, you know, knowing that people were always saying that how these guys are such amazing tech death and everything else. You know, that's all I knew going into it. And, you know, yet there's more to them than that. Yes, it's technical, but it's also very fast. It's very brutal at times. You get some nice headbangable grooves, absolutely great atmosphere, especially when they use the keys. Just very tight musicianship, and everything is just so well written that it really flows really well, I have to say. I am definitely going to be nabbing a copy of this as well as their other 2 albums here before too long. And yeah, this would get a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Go check out Fractal Generator. I will be leaving a link down below so you can check it out for yourself. Pick up a copy if you so desire. And yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.